Gunline. Fire mission coming down, y'all. It's your host Lopez, and you're listening to the Under Gunline podcast, where we just chop it up and shoot the shit like we would out in the field, under the nets, inside that gun, or in between them trails. As you can see today, my guest is Big Chief 13 Bravo. What up? What it do, y'all?
Yo, what's up? What's happening?
That's what I was looking for. What's up? What's happening, y'all? How you doing today, big dog?
I am great. I'm happy to be live, a little bit tired, but that's the veteran struggle, man. That lack of sleep.
Bro, you are not kidding. You be doing this shit on the TikToks that like something after dark or something like that.
Yeah, I got to do another Army After Dark, man. Yeah, I got to do another one of the jokers, man. Yeah, I like to kind of space those out. So
Yeah, dog. I mean, I love the way that you're doing it with your content. It's definitely satirical, but it's got some truth into it, which is what basically sometimes satire is. And it trips me out how some motherfuckers, they get in an uproar over it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they be taking some shit too seriously. And like you were saying in that last TikTok, we got motherfuckers that are offing themselves. We got bigger catfish to fry. I like how you threw catfish in there too, not just regular fish.
right. Yeah, man. It's sad because I think I said it before, but I've lost. Let me see, I've been out 10 years, and I think I'm almost at 10 brothers that took themselves. And then it's one thing, like, I don't like to make everything about race, but some things are about race. It's like the white boys, it's all like, it's just something, it's what they do. But like when I seen like the brothers, when the black dudes, black and brown dudes is taking themselves out, I'm like, oh, we got a problem. We have got a problem. So shout out to the homies. I don't ever they made the decision they make. I always kind of tell, vets, I'm like, bro, if you even thinking about it, call me 1st. If you still do it, then you really wanted to really check up out of here. But at least do me a favor and just, hit me up or whatever.
And do me a favor, if you decide to check out, just update your SGLI and put me as your motherfucking as a beneficiary right there. Just a couple 20%, bro. One of my homegirls, when she caught the COVID, she caught the Rona, and she had it really bad. And I told her, hey, we were, us veterans, we have that dark sense of humor. I told her, hey, she's like, I feel like I'm dying. I told her, well, just make sure you update your SGLI, put me as your beneficiary. And, that kind of breaks that tension, and it some people will be like, God damn, how can y'all say that? Because, if we don't, our own fucking struggles within our mind are going to fucking break us. You know what I mean?
Right. Cause that was real. I'll never forget when we was signing up, when we was getting ready to leave my first trip, and they had us like playing our funeral, like all that stuff like that. And we had that formation, and that sergeant major was like, hey, few of y'all ain't coming back. So yeah.
It's a trip, bro, because a lot of people don't understand that death photo that we take. They think it's just a picture to take for deployment. No, that's your death photo that you're taking in front of that goddamn the unit flag or whatever it is. That's your death photo. That's your photo that they're going to put up when you're KIA, if you're KIA. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of motherfuckers didn't know that. Reality is a bitch sometimes. I'll tell you what. When I remember at MEPS, when they had us starting to sign documents, and they were like, all right, so who do you want to be the person to go and recover your remains? And I'm like, God damn, that shit started hitting real right there. Like, ooh, I never thought about that shit, The reality started hitting like, this is death.
Yeah, I went through a mortuary affairs training. I think it was my first trip, first or second one. Yeah. Good, man.
That should be fucking, that shit gets real quick, man. But speaking about, the blacks and the browns, staying away from white people shit. You had somebody, well, y'all have had a couple of things in the news that have been some white people shit that are being done by the black man. For example, you had a dumbass that decided to laugh and cross into North Korea.
Yeah. While we laughing, before I forget, because I know I forget, I got a show coming up on July 27th. It'll be the Headline News Show, a comedy show. I will definitely be posting the flyers, so y'all look out for that. This will be my first like book show, so definitely for that. So, but let me get to this dumbass. I'm not even mad about. I'm not even like, cause soldiers gonna do dumb shit. That's soldier shit. Who I hold accountability. Who was his NCO? Like that's already know. Anytime on that line, when the Jones fucked up, They be like, "Who your chief?" Like,
Mhm.
and like I'm just like they literally. I was kind of skimming through the story. And I'm like, so y'all got him, let him go to the airport, and y'all didn't go on the plane. Like that was a free trip to El Paso, like to the state.
Mhm.
There was supposed to be a soldier with him the whole time. Like, what happened? And then what was even more hilarious, you got his mom out there telling me, I couldn't believe you would do something like this. I'm like, all right.
Bro, it trips me out. Like I remember, because there were a couple of times when I was in Korea that I played bailiff, for a couple of cases out there. For those that don't know, in the military, there's times when like there's somebody in your unit that's getting court-martialed, or your unit picks up the motherfucking slack in being, guards and bailiff. So I played bailiff a few times, which meant that I had to escort motherfuckers from Camp Hovey over down to what was that shit? Humphreys. Camp
Oh,
Humphreys is where they had the motherfucking the confinement.
yeah.
So, anyways, but everywhere that motherfucker went, he was shackled. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand how they didn't take him shackled to the bird, put him on a motherfucking bird, shackled, and fly his ass out. I mean, I don't know the whole story back, the background. I know that he got into a trouble a lot.
Yeah, he got into it. I guess he got in a fight with the locals. And I will say this to the soldiers that are currently serving. I said that on the TikTok, man, do not, no matter what, do not fight the locals. Like, they're going to win every time because either you're going to fight, you're going to get your ass whooped,
Mm-hmm.
get UCMJ, or you're going to win and get UCMJ. And like, even when I was in Germany, like, man, them locals over there, you ain't want to scrap because these are the Russians or the Turks, so they're going to beat your
Mm-hmm.
ass. But nah, learn. Like, if you're going to get stationed Oconus, learn the rules,
Mm-hmm.
laws. Kind of, they. I know they were doing a good enough job to let us know, hey, safety briefs beforehand. Like, y'all don't, like, there were specific establishments that I know that you got your off limits establishments regular, but
Mm-hmm.
don't go here because you won't get your ass whooped. Or in Germany, don't go here because there's a skinhead rally or a neo-Nazi
Right.
rally or some supremacist group. And like,
Mm-hmm.
yo, so I'm sorry, no matter what, like you go over there, do not fight the locals. Like you need to have a buddy on the side, like, hey, we need to get over. The only people you need to be fighting is other soldiers. That's it. That's how we got that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
the another
All
thing
right, we
is,
fight the cooks, like gang shit.
now with that being said, if you do see your homie getting fucked up by a local, you best jump in. That's just standard fucking data. You better jump in, because if not, you can get your, well, I don't know how it is nowadays, but you will get your ass whooped for not jumping in when your homie's getting his ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I was in Korea, I did my year out there, and there was some tussles that were out there. You know what I'm saying? Rank goes out the window at that time. You
Right.
know, there was an E7 that I know that got stomped the fuck out.
I, bro, I remember I got jumped. Once again, situational awareness, man.
Mm-hmm.
I got jumped by some cooks in Germany, dog. But my partner, Sergeant Will, he came in and saved my ass. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
Um, it happens, man. You win some, you lose some, but hey, you live to fight another day.
Oh, bro, I'll tell you what. I had just got pinned corporal out there in Korea, and it was December of '08. They gave me that corporal rank like a dumbass because they needed NCOs. You know what I'm saying? They just needed like more NCOs. E4 pay, but NCO responsibilities. Now, like, hey, I'll take it. I had just got my promotable status. And I remember it was damn near Christmas in December. And it was out there, and I was getting my little drink on my soju and shit and all. And it was a pretty, we got pretty deep out there, you know what I'm saying? And I remember I was walking and I accidentally bumped into somebody. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? I did the
Right.
thing like, hey, man, my bad. And he was like just eyeballing me like I did something wrong. Hey, my bad. You spilled some of your drink on you, but you bumped into me. I'm being man enough to say my apologies. But now he wants to start talking shit. So I'm a little bit lit. That soju got me feeling some kind of way. So I'm like, well, what's up then, motherfucker? And he's like, well, what's up then? Anyway, so we go outside of the club and we start just wolfing shit at each other. All of a sudden, his homeboys come out. And then my boys see me. And so he calls up the rest of my boys, and we deep, bro. We fucking deep. So all you see is a fucking, looks like something out of motherfucking West Side Story and shit, but we ain't singing those little gay ass songs. All of a sudden, my homeboy Henderson, he's trying to break it all up, like, no, 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 y'all chill out, y'all chill out. And somebody just took one on him. Pop! From there, all shit broke out, bro. All you see is just fists swinging, popping, hitting. My homeboy Medina started fucking beating some bitch up. I mean, hey, equal less, equal right. Some female tried to take off on him, so he took off on her. Knocked that bitch down. The fucked up thing about Medina, though, this fool. Hey, Medina, if you ever hear this shit, my bad. But anyways, I saw somebody on the floor and a hoodie over their head, and I just started stomping, bro, stomping, stomping, stomping. Then all of a sudden they yell out MPs. So we book it, baby. We book it. We all book it back to the motherfucking main gate out there at Casey. We get through the gates, get on the bus, we meet back in Hovey, bro. So at Hovey, we get together, right? We regroup. And Medina's like, man, I don't know what the fuck happened. My hoodie was over me, and then I just felt somebody just stomping all over my ass. And I looked at his hoodie, and I was like, oh, my bad, dog. My bad. That was me. But you know what? When you're in a brawl like that, you really don't know who you just swinging.
But I will say, that's what I loved about being stationed Oconus versus Conus. That camaraderie, because that's all you had. Like was each other. That was it. Like you ain't. I mean, yeah, I know, especially for y'all in Korea, man, because y'all couldn't have no family over there.
No. Well, the funny thing is though, like you know how you were saying, like we are like little cliques,
Yeah.
because like first of all, we'll be like, you know, it goes down all the way to the battalion level. So for example, like you got 1st and 15th, and then you got 4-7 Cav. So right there already, we be talking shit, especially when the alcohol starts flowing. Like, you know, just we fight amongst each other. But
This,
when
oh, right. No, I was just saying, which was y'all part of it? Because I remember there was like that's how wild Iraq and Afghanistan was. They had units deploying from Korea over there.
So the one that deployed from Korea was 217.
Okay.
They ended up going out to Korea. I'm from Korea to Iraq, and then from Iraq, they didn't even get to come back home. These motherfuckers went back. They didn't come back to Korea. They went back to Lewis, and then they reflagged there. So
okay, so this is why it's crazy how. What year was that though?
that happened like in 06, maybe 07-ish.
Okay. So I was with because my first unit was
Or 05, 06, I would say. Go ahead.
Because First Brigade 25th ID. No, that might not have been now. No, never mind. I'm getting the units mixed up because I was first 25th. Then we reflagged the 2 SCR, and then old 2 SCR reflagged the 4th ID. Okay, all right. They probably ended up with Lewis later. So yeah, okay. I think my homies ended up going with them later.
I think they became like 377 or something like that out there. I don't even fucking know, man. There's so many goddamn units.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, what was fucked up is a lot of those cats, you know, when you do a Korea tour, you do it for 1 year. Yeah. Now, if you fucking already took your mid tour, you're stuck there till the rest of your fucking leave is done, or till your time is done in Korea. Just imagine being part of that group that was there. Your tour's almost over. You're about to de-roast or, you know, come back. And all of a sudden they say, oh, hey, guess what? We headed out to motherfucking Iraq. Man. So you ain't even been in the States for a year. And now you coming back and you're going for another year out overseas. You ain't seen your family. That shit takes its toll. And I mean, they got fucked up pretty bad out there, though. Like 217, they had a motherfucking mortar that landed inside the gun.
Damn.
Inside, and it took them all out, bro. Ooh. You know, some motherfuckers got fucked up from that. And yeah, dude, it was pretty fucking heartbreaking.
We relieved 2 ID up in Taji, man. They just had Humvees, man, and they was getting my IDs were taking their ass out, man. It was ridiculous. Yeah, we didn't get MRAPs until like midway through my first tour.
You know what, dog? I think I'm lying. I think that they did reflag. 217 became 277, I think. I can't, you know what? For those of y'all that know, y'all know, let us know. We all over the fucking place. Because I know that I had a homeboy, Abalos. He was actually in Korea when that shit happened. And they sent him out to fucking to Iraq and then back. I mean, it was a fucked up situation. They got fucked up hard, bro.
Getting back to this dumb motherfucker, man.
Oh yeah,
like the U.S. They just let his ass stay over there. Like just they got no options.
Don't this motherfucker watch Chappelle's show? You know, black folk don't make bargaining ships. You know, they ain't gonna. Nah. We have a black. No.
Sorry, you ain't bird dog, homie.
Right. Yo, I mean, how in his right mind, what is he gonna think that he's, unless this motherfucker was intel and got some secrets that he could sell, he's gonna be useless out there.
Come on, man, come home, just get your dishonorable discharge or whatever you gonna get. Sorry, you just deal with that good old big green weenie.
Did they mention what was his what did he break? What rules did he break or laws did he break out here?
Like I said, you only got to fight with the locals, so they had him. They was just dealing with him, but that was
Okay.
just like he saw opportunity to get up out of there. I'm like, all right,
That's the stupidest thing to do, but hey, fuck him. Speaking about, going out in different countries and getting to know the local area. Uh you were telling me something about before we started about Dubai.
yeah, yeah.
What's going on with the Dubai thing, brother?
Yeah, so there was a, oh, I actually got the name right here. Bam. So there was a, let me see. Yeah, so I guess there was this TikTok social media influencer, the sassy trucker. So she went over to Dubai with her homegirls, and I guess there was an accident on the rental car. They were trying to get they recovered their ID and stuff like that, and then they couldn't recover their stuff until they paid the whole balance. And then of course the dude, the manager or whatever, was getting loud with them. And then, women, she felt like she could get loud back. And
Mm.
Shawty, you in Dubai, them women they got very little rights over there. I think in that area of the world, I think in Kuwait, women just got the right to drive.
Hmm.
So yeah, these women kind of over here, they think, and it's like, why? Yeah, they be going to these countries, don't be studying up on the laws and stuff like.
Hmm.
Now you got another incident where they're like trying to push to bring her home, and I'm like, sorry, Shawty, you gonna have to deal with that shit.
You know, I don't understand where they don't understand how good that they have it here in the States. You know what I'm saying? And I might get a little bit on the racial tip on this one because there are some folks that claim oppression and whatnot. I'm not saying that there isn't, but it's not as much as people make it seem. So for example, you you can't be doing that shit out there, bro. Over here, yeah, you can go ahead and get up in somebody's face all you want. But over there,
Nah,
you liable to get fucked up. Dude, I think in Iran, they're bringing back what they call the morality police.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Can you imagine they had some shit like that over here?
That'd be wild. I remember I did a 4 day pass in Qatar,
Mm,
and I couldn't even wear shorts. Like I'm a dude and I couldn't wear shorts. They were
really?
like, before y'all go off this base, y'all have to wear pants. Like they wouldn't even let you on the bus to go into Qatar unless you had on pants.
They don't
That's
understand. We can't even have porn out, or we're not supposed to have porn out there. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers are strict. Now you going to it might look pretty on TV, but that's why a lot of these motherfuckers. I've been hearing that a lot of motherfuckers from Dubai, they be getting a lot of these fine ass looking, influencers or models,
yeah,
IG models. Being an IG model is like being a motherfucking Call of Duty veteran. You know what I'm saying? That shit ain't real. But with that, they go up there and they get shit on, literally.
yeah,
You
shit.
know,
Oh, yeah.
you know, and they need, but they're getting paid for it. That's why they're getting paid big bucks, and they get to come back home. And they know when they over there, they're gonna keep their motherfucking mouth shut and just do as they're told. I mean, if that's what you want to do with yourself, go ahead, boo. But don't go over there expecting to
Yeah.
treat people like you do out here. Because that's real oppression out there, bro.
Yeah, I definitely, and especially with like just the way the world is, not people don't like, and then America is much before, and then people go over there, the American arrogance. That's what I hated when I was in Germany, like seeing other American, like at least like when you go into another country, try to assimilate, like at least like if you even like attempt to speak the language, they
Mm-hmm.
say they're trying, like because a good portion, like certain countries they speak English, but they want to
Mm-hmm.
see you know make an effort, and then you go from there, and then they work with you, but you go over there like I'm an American, you need to treat me such. I'm like, nah, that
Mm-hmm.
works, homie.
Look, man, anything past like France and Germany, I'm keeping my tongue to myself. France, I'm gonna talk shit. England, I'm gonna talk shit. Once you start getting into those ministans, I'm gonna keep my motherfucking mouth shut, bro. Fuck that. I am not gonna be in a motherfucking video getting myself beheaded, brother.
Yeah, these cats go over there like it's wild. I think I remember I went to Cuba. First night I got lost because I had the wrong itinerary. And fortunately enough, I spoke some Dora the Explorer level Spanish, and I was able to get to where I go. But like even
Mm.
when I was out there, I heard this, like some tourists getting robbed and stuff like that, and I'm all like, nah, homie, this ain't like I am good. Like
Hmm.
there's certain countries like I do want to visit, but for the most part, I want to see more of America because I'm
Yeah.
all like, there's so much, there's so much over here, and there's people get caught up like, oh, America shit. I'm like, no, trust me, this is, and the
Hmm.
countries that do have like that are like more peaceful is because they don't
Hmm.
have a lot of black and brown people. That's what it is. And if you even if you go to like these African countries, you got to watch out for getting scammed, like all that stuff like that. So I like to
I
stick to what I know.
I think like for example, game recognized game. Like if I can go to any neighborhood and I think I'll be all right just because I know what to look for and
Right.
how not to act. One thing you never do when you go to a fucking what they would say the hood is you never go in there acting hard. You go in hard, you're gonna get humbled, but you don't go in acting soft. You go in soft, you're gonna be treated like a bitch. You just walk in, cool, just be yourself. You know what I'm saying? Don't get too fucking comfortable with people, but don't be too lax either. Don't be a bitch about it.
Just
And
know your-
I did that shit in Miami, bro. When I
oh,
because I
sure.
grew. Mm-hmm. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I was saying I was down in Miami December for Art Basel, and I was like I was there's one place I was like, I could have walked to it, but it
Mm-hmm.
was right over there. It wasn't Carroll City. It was like I forgot the word, but basically it felt like it was like the element, like there's some shit could pop up. I was like, you know what? I really don't need to go.
Mm-hmm.
Go home. It's not like I'm afraid. I just don't want to deal with no shit. I don't want to answer no questions. I don't know a name over here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good.
Bro, I got off of the Greyhound bus in Miami in 2001 in February, and my sister was supposed to pick me up because I had just moved over there. I took a Greyhound from LA all the way to motherfucking Miami, bro. It's a 3-day motherfucking trip. But where the bus dropped me off at was what's next to this place called Overtown. And
Okay,
that
overtime.
place,
Okay, that's what I was over. Yep, yep, yep. Here we go.
Overtown is hood as fuck. It's right next by it was the American Airlines Arena, I think it was. And bro,
Yep.
I got off that bus, and like I said, I recognize hood because I'm from the hood. And I'm like, okay,
Oh,
I'm not going that way. I'm gonna go this way because I know that if I go in there, there's a good chance I'm not getting out, especially since I don't know the people. You know how ignorant I was? I had no idea what a Haitian was. I thought Haitian was a fucked up way of saying Asian. You know what I'm saying? And then after living there for quite some time, I realized, okay, I know what a Haitian is now. And those motherfuckers are loud. They motherfucking loud, but they having a regular conversation. But then crazier than them are the Jamaicans. Them
yeah.
motherfuckers don't play. They will machete your ass in a heartbeat. So places to stay out of in Florida, in Miami area, Carroll City, Overtown, Opelika,
Yep.
Liberty, and Little Haiti. Those
Yeah,
places.
you better have a name ready. You better have some names, something.
Mm-hmm. My man, I tell you, it's just a trip. And now I'm happy. Damn, I haven't had this conversation like this in a long ass time. That's what I love about being on the gun line, man. You know, you can just fucking feel comfortable with somebody immediately, you know. And so for all of those out there who's first time listening to the podcast, if this is your first time, do me a quick solid hit a like, sub. If it's on Spotify or the podcast platforms, just thumbs up. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know how any of this shit works. And make sure y'all do me a favor. You go check out Big Chief 13 Bravo on the TikToks. All right. And and support, man. One thing we talk about in the military, we as veterans, we support. Now, I will tell you, I am what's considered a vet bro. For some reason, I've been considered just because I have standards on what I believe the military should be like. So I am a vet bro. Don't be put off by that. I talk a lot of shit, but I'm able to dish it and take it. So, anyways, with that said, what other comedy things you go? Oh, you do comedy now as a side hustle or like your primary hustle now.
Yeah, yeah. So it's basically like the main thing I love doing is painting. Like that's my
Yeah.
ultimate. But just do I gotta shift things around. But comedy is the one thing I can get up, I can hurry up, get a mic up, and just hop on stage, get my shit off, and it really helps. Definitely, it helps with my PTSD, man. Because like I said before, like I would be up there and I'm scanning the room, scanning people, still trying to tell jokes.
Mm-hmm.
But over time, I've been able to relax and be in front of people, and it's like all right, get these stories off, and just like you really doing comedy, you really get a taste in the temperature of the people. Like you get to see how sensitive people are. Like, sheesh.
Mm.
I remember I told a trans joke, and it wasn't even like a negative. all I did was pointed out a young lady that looked like Caitlyn Jenner. And then I just talked about the trans stuff that be going on, like literally just talking about the stuff I see on TikTok, and that got me
Yeah.
blacklisted from like 3 spots, man.
Wow.
And I just, and part of me, like, I don't know, part of me was all like, I could push this and be like, oh, the whole, you're gonna blacklist a war vet, but I'm like, I ain't got time for that shit. I'm gonna go where I need to go, and then my form of revenge or whatever is being successful. Like, I can be like, hey, yo, when I get big and I have a special, I'm like, hey, this spot right here, they blacklisted me for this bullshit.
Mhm.
And I can use my influence to be like, don't patronize this place, because like, that's not. I mean, I fought for the right for people to have free speech. Like, now, speak
Exactly.
false, you got to pay for what you say for, but at the same time, don't go out here and limit somebody or tell somebody, or if anything, to say, hey, why do you? I think my thing is asking people, why are you saying, or why do you think the way you think, and trying to
Mhm.
tell them, because then you'll learn something. You'll be like, hey, this is, and you ain't got to agree with it, but it's all right. And I get to, understand how you think.
Exactly. You 100% on that. There's a lot of things that I disagree with that I don't, I will never agree with. I will never be okay with, but it doesn't mean that I can't sit there and listen. For example, with this podcast with me and Hunt, or him as Virgo, me and him like disagree on a lot of shit. But at the end of the day, I'm not trying to convince him. He's not trying to convince me. It's more for the listener to listen, and maybe they can make a choice. Maybe they're on the fence on something, you know what I mean? And we just point out our point of views. And there have been times where he's taught me something I didn't know. And the same
Yeah.
thing with you and I, we're getting to know each other as this shit progresses. And I'm sure there's going to be times that we don't agree with shit, but doesn't mean that we take it to the level of disrespecting each other or, now talking shit is talking shit. That's one thing, but being disrespectful, that's a whole other level. You know what I'm saying? And I think, that's what I love about being in this platform. I
Right.
give this platform to everyone who wants to come on here, shoot the shit. Doesn't mean we're always going to be eye to eye, but at least you got a fucking place to just vent, bro. Because you go out on the streets. Why does my shit not get pushed on YouTube? Because honestly, I talk freely and I want everyone to speak freely. I don't censor, I don't edit, I don't filter. To me, that's bullshit. How are you gonna call yourself on the gun line and then censor everything up? You know what I'm saying? Same thing with comedy clubs. You know what they should do, bro? I think will be a badass idea, kind of like doing prohibition, where they had speakeasies for
Yeah.
for liquor and shit. They should have speakeasies for comedy,
Yeah.
where you can go in there and just be open to whatever the fuck you want to say. You know,
Yeah, because it's gotta. I mean, they got some spots, but it's almost gotta be a room full of other comics, because you try to, like, the stuff we say. But even then, like, there's times where I'm like, I really don't want to lump, but like, I'll have times where I'm like, I love the 50-50, like
right?
I like half people laughing and then the other half terrified, because they're like, oh shit, this is the fucking
Patrice
truth.
O'Neal, he said that shit.
Yeah, Patrice, that is definitely one of my just comedy, like, standards that I look at. Him, I can't remember. I'm trying to get more into Ali Sadiq. He's another one.
Mhm.
But just people that, like, all right, they see the world for what it is, and that's what war does to you. Like, you see how people really get down. Because even our rap, man, and folks, like, some of the stuff you see over there, you see how they get down, how they put women and children, strap bombs to them, or
Yes.
or I remember we had an instance where there was a teacher that was working with us. The locals, they didn't like that shit. They went and took her ass out. So you get to see how people really are. But these civilians out here live in these safe bubbles,
Hmm.
and it's all like they can't believe that, like, somebody would do shit like that. It's like, no, this is how it goes down.
It's funny you mentioned that. I remember I was talking with someone. I can't remember who it was. Maybe it was my nephew. He had come down to visit, and I was talking to him regarding how some of these motherfucking terrorists out there, they would strap suicide vest or a backpack onto a mentally disabled kid and just have them walk around the market or pointing like, hey, go over there where that Humvee is, and then just go walk over there. They had no idea that they had these explosives on them because they're mentally disabled, and then once they get close enough, just light them up. You know what I'm saying? And that's the shit these people did. And dude, you have, like I said, I think you understand. We have to have a certain mentality out there, like that. We might not come back, and that was the only way that I could pretty much function out there with the
Yeah,
mentality of like, today might be my last day, especially going out on the roads every day.
ooh,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah. I actually, it's like it's that's the thing. That's the hard part about being a vet sometimes because it's like when you're over there, you want to all you think about is going home. But then when you come home, you're like, damn, I kind of wish I wouldn't have. Like, I wish somebody would take me out over there because of all the struggles. Even now, like, even though I did give up weed and alcohol, I'm like, now I got to do all these freaking aches and pains. But it's all like,
Mhm.
hey, you got to keep on pushing, man. So yeah,
And we need to find that support group, And with that said, there's a lot of motherfuckers out there. Back in my older podcasts, I used to, call these motherfuckers out, but it's the motherfuckers that be like, yeah, if you need me, call me. If you need me, I'm here for you. A lot of motherfuckers say that shit, but when the shit comes to shove, they don't answer.
right.
I there was this one veteran who I knew out of just I'll stay out of the whole context of it, but I knew him, and he was having a breakdown at one point. All
Yeah.
right, and so on Instagram, he had posted something up, and he had reached out to me like, "Hey, brother, is there any way you could reach out to me?" So, dude, I immediately, well, not immediately, I had to wait a few minutes, but I was able to reach out to him like, "Hey, man, is everything okay?" Blah blah blah. He's like, "Hey, thank you for reaching back out." Um, there was a couple of other people that I reached out to. They didn't even answer me. They left me on red type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And so I got angry, bro, and I fucking blasted that shit on the podcast because I can't stand motherfuckers that say I'm gonna be there for you. They get the "I got your six tattoos" and shit like that. But when that shit comes, like I said, push comes to shove, man, I ain't trying to hear this shit and just hang up. So
Yeah.
if motherfuckers gonna say they're gonna be there, be there.
And even if
Sorry,
you
I go on tangents.
if they hit you up like, look, I got this going on, I got you, like in about 20 something minutes or like something
Mm-hmm.
like that. But yeah, I tell folks, and then too, I just tell people too, hey, look, you come to me for some help, yeah, I'm gonna let you vent a little while, whatever. But then after a while, I'll be like, hey, bitch, you gotta get your ass up. It's just the same way, just like being back in the army, man. It's like that's why I think that's what I enjoyed about my timing because even though there were times you depressed, I deal with life, but
Mm-hmm.
you it wasn't extended because you had your homies right there to be like, hey, we about to fuck these hoes, dog.
Yep.
What you trying to be on?
And that's another thing, like sometimes, like I think you hit it right there on the head. Yeah, it's cool to vent, man. You got to vent to somebody that can understand.
Yeah,
But at the same time, that brother is not a real brother if he's just fucking petting you and letting you whine. Sometimes they'll be like, "All right, brother, I get you 100%, but guess what, man? It's not about how you fall down; it's about getting back up." So you need to fucking grab your balls, realize you a man, and man up, motherfucker. We got shit to do because you bringing up the whole atmosphere. You're bringing it down. We're trying to get some pussy tonight.
right,
So
right. Chaplain, if you need to go holler at the chaplain, but yeah. Hey, she cheated. Hey, sorry, that bitch wasn't your bitch. Uh, she everybody's. Go ahead, hey, cry your tears, and let's get on moving.
bro, how many motherfuckers, I mean, in your time in the military, how many Joes did you see get played?
I'm
Like get
fucking Joe got
married.
played, man. I was just one of the Joes that got played. My fucking baby mama, she had two kids over my ex-wife. She had, and that's why I didn't get in that story on the stage, but man, she literally, I was over Germany, whatever, yada yada yada, and she had TRICARE pay for both of them motherfuckers, man. Yeah, I've been through some shit,
Damn.
but shit, still, hey, the sun kept on shining. I had to get
That's
back up.
right.
I cried my tears, and I just fucking kept it moving, dog. So I
And
got that divorce, and I was like, all right,
there's different ways that veterans deal with their they do their own therapy. Like for me, this is this podcast. It's the therapy without the therapist, as I say. For you, it's your art and your comedy, which is awesome, man. And like what do you think was the hardest part, to to do your first open mic? How did you convince yourself that you needed to do it?
let me see. I'll try to get this in a minute 30.
Oh,
I
don't
think
worry. I mean, we could hold that right there. I'll
yeah,
resend you that next link, but I want to give you a lot of props because I've thought about doing open mics out here in San Antonio. They got the LOL. And but I know when I try to be funny, I'm not funny. But when sometimes when I'm not trying to be funny is when my fucking people take it. I'm being serious, but it comes out in a funny format. You know what I'm saying? So I want to find my comedic person persona and be able to do it.
Yeah, I got you when we come back because I'm definitely on the recruiting trail to get these vets on the fucking comedy stage. So
Bet. Let's go ahead and send you that link and we'll come back on. All right.
all
All
right,
right, we are back. This is part 2 because I'm broke as fuck and I can't afford that Zoom. With that said, Zoom, you motherfuckers are getting very creative now, making me wait 10 motherfucking minutes, offering me 50% off for the first 2 months, and then it goes up to 100%. I know how much y'all motherfuckers charge. Trust me, I looked into it, and I'm a baller on a budget, baby.
yeah,
Fixed income.
hey, you gotta pre-cut the powder sometimes, baby.
Goddamn right, baby. All right, so before we went out that little quick snafu, we're talking about how to begin your steps into the comic life. So yeah, man, if you don't mind breaking it down for some of us that possibly want to pursue something like that.
Yeah, so I never like comedy. I never really like had ambitions of doing it because like I mean I would watch comedy specials. There were only like certain comics that I really like.
Mm-hmm.
I like comics that make you think. And then I never like early on as a kid, you know, I played around jump books, but I never thought myself as like I thought you had to be funny, do comedy. And I remember I had an ex that said, "You're not funny, you know, you're not funny, you know."
Mm-hmm.
But now I learned I was all like, but then I remember hearing an interview by Patrice O'Neal
Mm-hmm.
that was all like saying like you'll find out that a lot of not funny motherfuckers do comedy. I was like, okay. So with that, but then like then too, like I'm not there's a difference. There are people that are like naturally funny.
Yeah.
You'll see them or whatever, they're always cracking jokes all the time. And then there's people like me that say funny shit.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think I was it was 2021. We had come out the pandemic pretty much. And then I saw this open mic, and this one day I just up and decided, like, I was like, hey, I'm just gonna do it. There was a cool little spot down there in Houston called the Secret Group.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went a few times. It was cool. And then I just started getting inundated. Like it was overwhelming with all the ideas were just like hitting me and stuff like that. So I kind of like laid off of it. And then my dad passed.
Mm.
And so after that, I took a break. Then I moved back to Atlanta. And then I was tired of doing Uber. And I was like, the art really wasn't moving like that. And I was like, all right, what's going to get me seen?
Right.
And I'm all like, all right, this comedy shit. And so I decided I hit up some mics, started rolling. And I will say, like, you'll learn that, like, it's a lot of non-funny motherfuckers doing comedy. And the thing is, I just had to find and I'm still trying to, I'm still learning, stuff like that. But I think the hardest part is just dealing, because motherfuckers are too afraid to boo me, dog. I keep it real, because I push on that veteran shit. I'll be saying shit like, I'll shoot this motherfucker up, afterwards. But, um, but learning, and this is another Patrice O'Neal gym where he was like, you gotta learn how to deal with the silence.
Mm-hmm.
Like you gotta learn not to chase laughs. Because if you chase laughs, then you'll be chasing forever. It'll fuck you up. But it's something I enjoy doing, man. Getting up, it's just something to try. It's something to do. It gets me out of the house.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like the army. You get to respect your peers. You have to. It's like, I don't know if you ever done like jujitsu or stuff like that, but that's kind of what it's like.
Okay.
And you're going to go up there, you're going to get your ass whooped pretty much. You're going to go, I feel like I fucked up. And there have been some times where I've had quiet rides home. There have been times where I wondered, like I did take a little bit of break after I got blacklisted. I just said, all right, for mental health purposes.
Yeah.
Times where I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I even doing this shit? But sure enough, that mic is addicting, man. It's like shooting rounds. So, all right,
Yeah.
idea, and then I go right back up there. And I write on stage pretty much. Because I don't write, like I've tried to write, but a joke and stuff like that, but there's this extra shit to remember. And so I have a bullet point and then a story will flow. I have an idea. Or
like a tagline.
Yeah. I'll just like I'll take the whole Carly Russell incident. Like I'll be like, all right, I'll roll with that. Or I'll take some stuff from I just take stuff from my life, man. Like I make jokes and it helps me, even therapy with my dad passing away.
Yeah.
Like I'll make a joke how like when me and my brother was cleaning up my dad's shit, we found his pocket pussy. And then I'll relate that to the fact that I had a pocket pussy when I was in Iraq and tie it in together and stuff like that. And I'm learning now, I'm learning the important, like I'll learn to have like a punchline in there somewhere.
Right.
So it's a matter of me just sitting down, I'll get on. I got a mic. and I'll sit
Okay.
there and I'll just tell jokes and shit. That's my form of writing. But
That's awesome.
yeah, I encourage vets to just get up there, tell these stories, like just get up there and just
I
it's
think
very therapeutic to just. It's the one place. Now you got to be careful though, because there are people be. I have there been times like motherfucker try to run up on me up there, and I'm just like, but fortunately for enough, after you got shot at, you like,
mhm,
fuck, she ain't gonna phase you. But it's the one place where I can say whatever the fuck I want to say.
right.
Um,
So I
yeah.
kind of I'm looking at it as I'm thinking about it right now, and it kind of reminds me of like you smoke cigarettes?
No, no, no more. No,
Okay.
no.
So I remember when I was out in Iraq, or even in Afghanistan, just going to the smoke shack. You know what I'm saying? And because that's where everybody would go, just chill out, whether it be under a duck and cover bunker or you had a fucking smoke shack that you build up. And you just show up in there and you just start chopping it up and just telling some funny fucking stories of what happened the day prior or some funny shit that you heard about. And you just tell that story. So it kind of that's kind of like, I guess, the mentality that I would take on it. Like if I was to do like something like that, but I want to have at least a good shit. I mean, usually you want to have like 3 minutes, right? When you start off.
They're 5, but when you first start, man, I'm gonna tell you that time goes by quick. Oh, well, no, no, no. When it starts, no, my bad. Let me go back. When you start, 5 minutes feels like forever.
Mm-hmm.
Like when the fuck is 5 minute mark? But after a while, once it starts to slow down for you, it goes by quick. And I'll go ahead like going through some of the stuff, like even going before stage. Like I will like sometimes I will blank out. Like I will literally forget what the fuck
Oh
I
shit.
was gonna say. Then I have to like go back, retrain my brain, and then go up there and then go through, get that. Um, my thing is now I'm working to get to the point where I'm able to that staff sergeant that was on that gun line talking shit, telling funny jokes in the smoke shit like that. Even when I wasn't smoking, I would just go,
Mm-hmm.
I get a break. But just that, getting that part on stage, and that is the good old figuring out the gun. Because once again, I get up there and it's like, oh shit, my PTSD is hitting me. Oh, I'm feeling this anxiety. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's like, all right, calming down, slowing down once again, get prepared so I can like be because all it is, like, if you even like people are like, all right, go watch these comedians, go watch these comedians. I don't watch a lot of comedy, because I'm not trying to like bite nobody's shit for real.
Right.
Because you'll see comments, you're like, why the fuck are you trying to be Kevin Hart? Like, be yourself. My thing is just I watch what I notice is just confidence. That's
Mm-hmm.
all it is. It's like you confident up there, and it's like you're just trying to get to the point where you could have a conversation with all these strangers in front of you.
Make it natural.
Make it natural. Make it natural.
Okay.
Because I'm only because like comedians, we treat it like children. Like I coming up in November, I'll be 2 years old in the game. So I'm like a little toddler.
Oh
So
shit.
I'm learning like over time. All right, you're learning, you're getting comfortable. I encourage comments like I'm getting up out of Atlanta. I'm moving up to Seattle
Oh
here
word.
to just because I need a cross country trip, but
Yeah.
also too I want to get to like not a smaller pond because Atlanta is cool, but it's a big city. Everybody's trying to make it, so
Yeah.
it's all like nobody's really trying to have the time to sit down. And people, and once again, people don't think like us military folks. Like I treat if I see a cat going in there and he needs some help, I'm like, hey, bring him to the side. Hey, good set.
Yeah.
Try this, try that. And it's beautiful because when you do a good job, you come off. Once again, respect to your peers. You get
Yeah.
down, shit like that. I will say though, don't let the ego too big because that mic is like Uncle Sam, man. It will humble the fuck out of you. Just when
Mm.
you hot shit, you'll go in and you'll fucking bomb. That's why I had a series. I have a series on YouTube. I gotta upload more episodes, but I call it Bombs for Real. I kind of jacked the name from this documentary about Basquiat, Boom for Real. But it's literally I'm bomb like everybody jokes about like bombing and shit. Well,
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I'm gonna bomb my way to the top of the comedy mountain.
So what's the name of the YouTube channel?
All under the forest. That I just document my whole art journey. So
Okay.
all of it from me making music to me making art to my comedy, and it's just like, all right, you're gonna watch the journey because like
Yeah.
it's hard to find. It's hard to
Okay.
find early comic shit. Like I think the only one that has done it for real is Dion Cole. He just put out a special. where he
Okay.
just shows like him working jokes from these crowds, like work, and that's all you're doing. You're just working material because
Yes.
once again, I'm gonna refer a lot to Patrice O'Neal, but
Hmm.
jokes come from the same part, like and it's for you to figure out what's funny and then what's not. So
Right.
it's like I go up there, I'll say some shit get a laugh. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna keep that, and
Mhm.
then I'm gonna work it, and I'm gonna work this story until it is right on to where I want it.
So
And
basically, to put it on gunline terms, so a lot of us 13 Bravos understand it. Think about it as if the collimator is getting set, and
yeah,
you're in the gunner sight, and you're telling the gunner to TT left, TT right, and all that shit until you got zero motherfucking mills. So
yeah,
when you're out there and you're on that grind, you're testing the joke. All right, this joke, I like it. It didn't get the laughs that I wanted. Let me try telling it a different way. And
yeah,
then you tell that same joke or that same story a different way and start getting a little chuckle, like, all right, it's working, but now how do I get that other laugh to go with it? So you're just working out, and it's basically an act that gets put together.
yeah,
It starts because like I've been doing like some research personally, like I said, it starts off with a tagline, and then from that tagline, you make a bit out of it. Out of that, a couple of bits, you make a chunk, and then all of a sudden, you start putting something together.
yeah, yeah,
And so it starts with, like you said, with an idea, and some might work, some might not work. And some
yeah,
you're just gonna be like, okay, I gotta toss that one aside. That's just not as funny as I thought it was gonna be, and then you just keep working it until you have your material. And like you said, it's through time. You keep grinding it and grinding it. And the biggest thing I think is not giving up.
yeah,
Especially it can be humbling. It can get cringeworthy sometimes because comedy is one thing that I go to a lot of comedy shows. Being that here in San Antonio we got the LOL, bro. I've gone to a dozen or so, and I have my comedians that I love, but they have like their openers, and some of them, or even the hosts, it's kind of like you might want to work down a little bit better. You know what I mean? But props to those motherfuckers that are still trying to get that grind in, bro. I mean,
yeah.
so I give you lots of credit, bro. That takes a lot of thick skin.
Yeah, yeah. I tell people to do not pay for these comedy courses. Don't pay. Like I accidentally sat in on one. I kind of stumbled into one,
Mm-hmm.
listening, and I'm like, all y'all doing is just bouncing jokes off each other, like how like that. And you could just get around some homies or some
Right.
other like a good test though is like have you a chick, man, have you some chick you fucking or some whatever, work
Mm-hmm.
some shit that'll help out, but I don't gotta. I think yeah. Only thing I would tell people maybe if they want to get into improv, probably take a class for that. But
Mm-hmm.
man, just run some shit off the homies,
You
and
know,
they'll be the ones that help you out.
Speaking of like comedy, I think that's like we're just gonna shift topics a bit. I think that's definitely like a for single folks out there. Now that I'm older, if I was out dating, I think that would be the best barometer
Yeah,
to test if I'm gonna get along with a female or not. Take her out on a date, go to a comedy club. Because at the end of the day, if it ain't working, she could bounce, catch an Uber, go home.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And you could also at the same time find out if she has the same sense of humor that you do, or you know what I'm saying? You can find out what makes her tick, what makes her laugh, if she's gonna be always on her fucking phone. So, fellas out there, don't be wasting your motherfucking money taking these bitches to all these fucking high class restaurants. Because once you train her with that shit, she's gonna expect it. Now,
yeah.
I'm gonna sound misogynistic as fuck right now.
Hey,
I told my old lady this from the get. Like, check it out. I'm not the type of motherfucker that's gonna get you fucking roses on on Valentine's Day. I'm not gonna buy you shit when you expect it. Because what happens? It becomes an expectation
yeah,
rather than something that surprises you. So I'm the motherfucker that I'm not. There's motherfuckers out there that buy them every week for their old ladies and shit like that. What happens that first week you don't get into them? They're gonna
yeah,
have a fit. Me, I prefer to give her shit random as fuck. Like, oh, and I don't even get her roses, bro. I get her like daisies and shit like that. Just something out of the norm. And you know what? They appreciate that more. Like these motherfuckers out there putting these fucking 5 and 6s on a pedestal like they're 9s and 10s. Yeah, look, man, fat ain't beautiful. All right, it's not. So if your titties are okay, if your belly hangs out farther than your titties, you fat. You ain't thick. All right. There's a difference between thick and fat. You fat. All right, sorry, I'm running off on a tangent, brother. My bad.
Be confident with it though. I will tell them like, hey, roll with it. But I will say, it's my other little tips. If you get shit, be careful with the drinking and the smoking, because like I've seen cats have got way too high. They forget shit. I personally decided to, well, I had the whole weed fast, so I was going through weed too fast. But then also I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put the liquor down, because I was finding myself every time you go out, because they're mostly in bars and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I was doing 2, 3 drinks a night, and then but over time, like I'm doing maybe 3, 4, 5 mics a week. That's freaking 18 drinks, like right there, 15, 18, and oh, that adds up. I don't want to be the motherfucker up there. I've already got enough aches and pains from Uncle Sam. I don't want to have to deal with fucking liver fucked up, stuff like that. Now, get it how you live, but I will say, like, I just tell anybody getting into this, like, because that them and especially now it's crazy. Like, I hate to say it, but like now you got people putting fentanyl in the weed, and
Yes.
people smoking random stuff, and I'm like, all right, yeah, y'all. And then also too, it's more of a challenge to get up on that stage sober, man. Like
I
I
bet.
just with that, because like the anxiety, because like when I was drinking or whatever, it was just easy up there, talk shit or whatever. It's like, all right, now I gotta think. So, but yeah, but it's
See, those beer balls are not there. Now you gotta actually do it, pop that cherry. So if you don't mind me asking, why did you end up going on that fast from the herbal essences?
because it was becoming like it was dependency, it was addiction, because my anxiety was high. I was burning through like an ounce every 5 days. So of course the financial aspect, it was adding up. There was some addict behavior going on where I remember like 3 ATMs trying to get this money for him, and I was all like, you know what? And actually, there we go. Funny story.
Yeah.
And I started, like, anytime I'm starting to think about what I want to do, is funny because like my higher power, I'll start seeing the stuff on TikTok. So I started seeing more people doing it. And then I'll never forget, I was in a yoga class with Tiana Trump. I don't know if you're familiar with the world famous porn star Tiana Trump. Ooh. But we was in the yoga class together, and we was just talking, chopping or whatever. And she just said she decided to give it up because she was just her mindset at the time. I was like, you know what? If she can do it, I'm gonna do it. So I went ahead, smoked the last of my weed, and then I decided. And I was like, you know what? I need to have my own different kind of accountability partner. So I was like, let me just do a TikTok vid every day. And it's like, all right, it's now I gotta have it. Like, all right, go roll over there. And now it's like I'm at the point where I know I don't have a desire to smoke. I mean, there are times when I'm like, I have this guy, but if I do anything with cannabis related, I want it to be more of like medicine.
Okay.
More of like, all right, some herbs, some like creams, maybe some tea, just for like joint pain, maybe anything at night just for sleep. But like just straight up smoking, like, because I've been, let me see, I've smoked consistently since I've been out for about 10 years, about 10 years. And so after a while, that kind of adds up to the lungs. And
so I think it sounds more like, now that it's in your hands, you do it when you want versus when you feel like you need it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's pretty good, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, and I'm not saying I'll never
Right.
maybe down the line we'll see when I make that move, but it forces me to, like, if I'm feeling anxious, I'm like, oh, why am I feeling anxious? Why am I feeling this anger? Okay, because of this. All right, let me stop. Let me breathe, and then it's like once again being on the gun line, man. It's like being shooting. You got to breathe. You got to stop, position, breathe, find your target, and then you execute.
And it seems like, it helps you mentally get to the root cause of what's causing the anxiety, and I mean, for a lot of us, I don't call it that I suffer, or that I live with it. You know what I'm saying? I just have to live with it. It's just something that's part of my life. One of the biggest fears that I had when I was in Mosul was when we got there, they were telling us that, in the crowds, in the markets, these motherfuckers, they ain't got no uniform. They're just out there capping motherfuckers. They would walk up to behind soldiers because they started being lax with the ROE. All right. So motherfuckers would just walk up in the market, pop a motherfucking soldier in the head, and just run into the market. Nobody saw nothing. And motherfucker dying right there, dead. You know what I'm saying? So that became one of my biggest fears out there, especially in the markets. So
Yeah.
That's one of the things that I deal with out here, and is it going to happen? Most probably not, but it's still that irrational fear that I have to live with, bro. And so what I'm getting at is I forgot what I was getting at with this. Man, go ahead. My bad, bro. My
About to say,
bad.
it's just like, even I just think about the times when I executed at a high level, and that was sober. Like
Yeah.
you had to be in that gun. Like it used to kind of like, I remember one time there was one dude, a chief, and a guy busted with liquor, and I'm like, come on, man, we gotta, like, that's for the rear. Like all that
Mm-hmm.
stuff is for the rear. But when that data coming down and you gotta shoot, because like it's lives at risk. And then even then, with my own life, I gotta be
Mm-hmm.
alert. I gotta be aware, because folks, unfortunately, like this world is getting, like, I don't think fear too much, but you're not gonna catch me slipping, man. Like if you trying to run up, and it's funny too, because I'll wrap up with this. It's
Mm-hmm.
funny when I see, it's on topic, off topic, I'll see people with the open carry. I'm like, motherfucker, I already got the drop on you. I've seen your pistol. I've seen what you got. I can already, by the time you even reach for that motherfucker, I done put two in your chest already. So I just still, I like that stay alert, stay alive, man.
Yes, sir. And I'm happy you just brought that up, man. That's a whole other topic right there that I've had with people on this is people that open carry. It's your constitutional right. But you know what? How about you just carry and not let motherfuckers know you carrying? Because like you just said, if I see a motherfucker open carry, you the first motherfucker. If I'm somebody that's out to do something, you the first motherfucker I'm taking out, and I'm taking your weapon.
Yep.
It's plain and simple. You think you're gonna stop me? If a motherfucker has it in his mind that he's gonna go handle some business, the you gotta fucking have you do a fucking you go and recon the fucking shop. You know what I'm saying? You do your little recon, you do your little fucking planning. Anyways, it's just like you said, we got a different mentality. Now,
Yeah.
if a motherfucker is carrying, I mean, if he's carrying and nobody knows, that's gonna be the one that saves the day at the end of the day. Because I'm out there popping caps, thinking it's all fucking crimson and clover. Here comes motherfucking Johnny on the spot pulls out pop pop, and I'm gone. I've seen many of videos where that shit that's how it ends up. You know what I'm saying? But
I know
yeah,
I do.
dude.
I know I do eventually want to get do in the cannabis space, just once again for veterans, for,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, the pain, the aches, just for creams, rubs, just more. I wanted to be more medicine than
Yeah, I want the VA to fucking you know legalize that shit federally for vets, because that and
yeah,
shrooms I've heard are fucking magical, no pun intended, but fucking even microdosing,
yeah,
people love that, and it rewires your way of thinking. But no, they're not going to do it because they're not making any money out of it.
yeah.
You know what I'm
I got. I'm waiting to hear back from them. I forgot Heroes something, but I found it's an ayahuasca retreat. I'm waiting to hear. I think they got like a 3 month waiting list before they get back to you. But I think that's what I wanted, because I was talking with the homies. I was like, man, I've been out 10 years. Um, I've been doing yoga for like 5 years, and it's like I'm still grinding my teeth at night.
saying?
I'm still having like physical reactions. I need to have these breakthroughs. So I remember Mike Tyson talking about doing the toe. Man, he said after he did that toe, man, he dropped like 110 pounds, and freaking he gave up like alcohol, whatever. His whole life just shifted. So I feel like, that medicine is going to help break
Yeah,
through those things that like hold me back physically.
bro. Instead of the VA giving us this stupid shit
Bruh,
here,
all them
I'm tired of it, bro.
just
I
poison, man. Like Seroquel, that's like that stuff that I can. Yeah, we can have a whole nother episode on them. The medicines they give you, man. They
Yeah.
dope. You see that video of that nurse that was before Congress that pulled out all her.
Oh yes, yes. And the thing is, again, the money, and it all boils down to money at the end of the day. The
Yeah,
money is it's not in the cure. The money's going to be in the treatment. You know what I'm saying? So can they give us shit that'll possibly cure it? Possibly. But I mean, when your mind is fucked up, your mind is fucked up. You just got to learn how to cope with it and deal with it. But putting us on pills, have you ever gone through withdrawals from those pills?
bro.
Holy
It's
shit,
like
bro.
it's like it was worse. I've tried. I've done. I had my pill phase. With Zans, Molly, X.
Yeah.
It was literally from those psychotropic medicines. It was literally feel like I was coming down from those drugs, like that trazodone, throwing that shit up, feeling like
Oh,
poison, and just like I'm all like, nah, I wouldn't. They keep trying to put. I'm like, I was too traumatized by that shit. I'm never going back. I rather manage my mental health, naturally. deal with what I got to deal with, but I am not going back to that medication.
You know what the worst part is? And this is my thing about the VA and their how they work with mental health. I see that they're trying to make it better, but my problem that I'm having is that every time that I have a conversation with them and I get used to having one shrink, bam, I get a new one. And I get a new one. And what does that go to? Oh, I see the notes here, but hey, can we talk about motherfucker? I done talked about it so many motherfucking times. You making me relive this shit over and fucking over and over. They tried doing that shit. They gave me prolonged exposure as one of the treatments. Bro, all that did was make shit worse for me. You
Yeah,
know,
if you can, I would say you can look into getting community. I remember when I was in Texas, out Houston, I got a civilian
mhm,
therapist. That was cool. Probably like one of the vet center like group shit that
mhm.
a little bit more. But I get it, man. Like I just and then also too advocating. I had to go with battles with the freaking one of the psychiatrists because he was trying to like insult my intelligence. I
Mm.
was like, no, I know me. Like I'm trying to like they don't my issue big issue with them is they don't try to like think outside the box. It's like
Mm.
medicine. It's like, okay, cool, but is there something else we can figure out and work with or something like
Thank
that?
you.
That's all I'm saying. Let's open up the options and then let the veteran decide on what they want to do. And
Exactly.
also like be open and honest about like, hey, because before I took these psych meds, they weren't telling me like the side effects. So they would just say, oh, you shouldn't stop it abruptly. Like, and one of them I was getting off and I had like brain zaps. And I'm like,
Yes.
what the
Fuck.
what is this?
Bro, I'm on Effexler. It's called they call it venlafaxine. It's Effexler. This shit right there, bro. I ran out and I got trouble with my fucking memory. All right,
Gotcha.
so part of my TBI, but of course, good old VA. For those of y'all for veterans that don't know, if you think you're gonna get rated for TBI and PTSD, you're not. They're gonna combine them both together. You might think that you have according to the DBQ, which is the Disability Benefits Questionnaire, which I recommend all you veterans that are getting out look into your DBQ for your VA. Just trust me on this 100%. Anyways, according to the DBQ, I should have been a 2 or a 3 on the motherfucking on the TBI scale, but they meshed it with the symptoms of PTSD. So you can't what they call double dip. So what they're gonna do, they're gonna fucking point it all into one into the PTSD rating. So it's just the way the VA does funny things. But
Your,
anyway,
was your TBI from an ID or explosion? How did you, if you don't mind me asking, what you from that? Okay.
from explosion at bomb explosion as well as a grenade.
Okay. Yeah.
So
And that's when people too gotta like, cause you gotta be aware of, like the questions they ask. Like I didn't think no one's wrong with me, but then it's like, oh, then finally I got a exam where they're like, well, did you have any IDs within? Because my truck never got hit, but
mm-hmm,
then, you got the explosions that happen around you.
mm-hmm,
All just think about the concussion from all the rounds you done shot, like literally from that breach. And I even my heart goes out to the mortarman because I'll be watching those
mm-hmm.
videos and it's like concussion after that vibration
Yeah,
that adds up over time.
dude.
10 years too, right next to that gun.
I didn't even know I had a fucking TBI until I went to the hospital for something unrelated. I go there and they're digging through my records and I'm like, oh, see, you have a traumatic brain injury? I'm like, I do? Like, yeah, it says here grenade explosion in Mosul. And I'm like, oh, yeah. I remember that day. And they had me take a MACE test, which is to see, if you have a concussion or not. Long story short, I did. And but
Why
and
are you
from
why are you talking? Oh, I gotta find
yeah,
this.
yeah,
I got a cousin. He was an Olympic bobsled. He was on the Olympic bobsled team
yeah.
dealing with TBI. I mean CTE.
CTE.
And he's going through hyperbaric chamber, and
Mm,
that's really been helping him a lot because he heard Joe Namath talk about it. So his thing is he's got a ranch out of Missouri,
yeah.
get funding so he can get more chambers, so he can have like football players, bobsledders, veterans come out there and they can come in for healing. So there's people out there that are really, getting outside the box, trying to
Mm,
help, people heal from this. Cause like even like you say, man, even like I literally not too long ago, I was trying to find the top to my damn my blender, and I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, all right, I got to learn to not get frustrated with it now
yeah.
and just literally stop and like almost stop looking for
You know,
it.
one of
And
the
then
worst parts, that led me into one of my fucked up parts of depression was in my position when I was working. I had to quit my job because of this. Where I was working, I would literally be typing something up, you know, as far as like my reports go. And then I would turn to do something else real quick. And when I came back, I was like, what the fuck was I doing? You know,
Literally.
and that shit leads you to like, you start questioning your own self, your own mortality in a way. Like, what the fuck? I used to be this person that was
Right.
fucking like I was on point. You know, I'm not trying to say that I was like the greatest of all time, but I was
Nah,
good at what I did. And then this shit, it almost makes me feel I'm only 45 years old. I shouldn't be fucking having the memory of like an 80-year-old. You know what I'm saying? Like struggling. You know, I
it
used to be good at typing. Now I be henpecking, bro.
man, yeah, that's real because I have moments where I'm all like, damn, am I gonna be able to take care of myself down the road? And it's like, I try not to think about too much because you think about it, you get
It
depressed.
brings you back down. Yep.
It just is it's like, damn, am I gonna have to like am I have to have a caretaker, come take care of me? So yeah, man, yeah.
My
We got
man.
yeah. When do you what else? Do you follow On Your Six, Phil?
Ah, no, I don't think so.
Had you on him. He does he breaks down a lot of the VA stuff.
Okay.
Help us understand like the good old VA math and just
There's
information. Yeah,
veterans out there. If you guys are trying to, you know, if you're going through your shit, getting out here soon, I recommend you go find Combat Craig on YouTube. This motherfucking white boy, he's an old fucking old head veteran from I think he was in the Air Force or I can't remember what he was in. But this motherfucker breaks shit down on also like secondary secondary like you have your primary claim and then your secondary claim for that. Like for example, tinnitus can be secondary to fucking or migraine secondary to tinnitus. You know what I'm saying? And he helps you. Now, I'm not saying it's gonna cheat the system. It's helping you identify your problems and how to fucking cash it in pretty much because these are
yeah.
benefits that you earned. All right, you fucking earned. Now be
I
real
take
about the
away
shit.
from another veteran. Like folks got to stop that too. Like you're not you earn that shit.
Now, I will caveat on this. There are some motherfuckers out there that know damn fucking well they shouldn't be getting 100 fucking percent for nothing. All right. I know a soldier, and to this date, I still hate this piece of shit, got 80% for PTSD. I don't know how. This motherfucker, I deployed with him to Afghanistan. Our deployment in Afghanistan varied from others in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
All we did was fucking train the Afghan field artillery. All right. Were there moments that were a little tense? Maybe, but not like to the point where like I'm gonna lose my life. Nothing like that, bro. But this motherfucker talking about he was suicidal. Check out his way of committed suicide was slicing the upper arm. You know what I'm saying? So he played that system. He got out with 80%, bro. So I'm assuming that he got out with like 50 out of fucking PTSD
Yeah.
and whatever other shit he combined onto that. Those motherfuckers like that are the ones that fuck it up for those that legitly are trying to get compensated because they're fucked up. Because the motherfuckers that are fucked up, we try. I throw myself in we. Look, a lot of motherfuckers out there that are fucked up, we tried not to be a statistic. All
Yep.
right. Like for myself, I'll speak for myself personally. I didn't want to be a statistic. When I got out, I said, fuck that. I can still fucking Chuck for. I can still do it. You know, I can fucking Charlie Mike. 8 years later, I had to fucking Chuck Deuces. And now it's a detriment to me and myself because I was making good money where I was at. You know what I'm saying? Do you think I wanted to quit? Fuck no. I was making good ducats, but mentally, I couldn't fucking handle it, bro. There were times that I wanted to kick motherfuckers in the kneecap just to watch it go backwards because I couldn't stand it. And anyways, I digress. We need to help out other veterans and veterans. If you know that if you're malingering, feigning shit, bro, you're clogging the system for those that really need the fucking help.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and those that
I'll
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
I was just gonna say, for those brothers out there that were thinking like me, swallow that pride pill, bro. Swallow that fucking pride pill because your pride is gonna end up making you lose your life and then become one of the fucking 22, bro. And
Yeah.
we don't need that shit. All
I,
right, we don't need that shit.
I definitely want to help. Once I crack these codes, man, I want to help veterans learn how to make money without going to a job. Because I can't work in a job. I tried it. I with several ones. A lot of it was, the anxiety of having to be up in the morning and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. And then I tried the whole Uber, Lyft thing. Just having people behind me. There'd be times passengers would come in with a pistol, and I'm all like, all that stuff like that. So I want to teach veterans like how to take whatever talents they have,
Mm-hmm.
and then and that's another thing the VA needs to work on too. That's why I'm definitely making this move up to Seattle. Is they have more entrepreneurship programs.
Okay.
A lot of these VRE programs are like job, like work a job. And when I tried to do one down here, and I was like, I love, art, music. It was like, they don't really make, money like that. It was like, damn, dog, you don't want to at least, help.
Right.
It's like, even like my goal is I want my VA money, my disability money be my investment money. I don't want to live off that shit. I just want to, have that investment money. I'm on the fence about applying. I applied for SSDI once, got denied. I'm on the fence on that because
Reconsider it.
I don't want the government all of it, my money like
Right.
that. But
Well, the good thing is though, SSDI doesn't work with the VA. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
I'm definitely probably going to go ahead and apply again just to get that extra check
Yeah.
because them bills be adding up and
Yes, they
cost
do.
of living 30. And at some point I'll see myself living out of the country so I can make that money stretch. So
Nah, man, it's funny you mentioned that. Next week when Hunt comes back, I would love to have you on here because we're going to be talking about me and him were having a discussion yesterday about moving abroad because our dollar goes so much further, let's say in Asia or Central America, South America, outside of the states, and with what I make out of the VA, I could live very comfortably in a third world country. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And have a fucking nice house out on a beachfront and just live out there. But I got kids and
yeah.
I'm not gonna put them through that.
Man. And I'll close out with this. Like that's where our energy, instead of like fighting each other, and we need to put more energy into, okay, you got a skill, this. All right, where can veterans go to heal?
Yeah.
Veterans want to move out the country. Where's a vet friendly place to go? Your dollar can stretch.
Mm-hmm.
What are opportunities to make money for veterans and stuff like that? Like we gotta. It's the new because the mission while you in, and unfortunately, especially with your leader, you take care of soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
The mission don't stop once you get out. I mean, I know people like individual and stuff like that, but I still like for that purpose, I still feel held accountable to take care. Like even like I know my fast was to be 40 days. I got a brother who's he's making it to 30. I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna leave you behind. I'm gonna keep going with you.
Kind of like a PT test.
Yeah.
When you do your PT test, you finish your run, but you got a soldier back there struggling. You go
Run
back up there and run it back in.
Hey, Troop, you got this. We got this. I'm not going.
Yes.
Yeah, man. So
It's definitely, dude, I love this episode because it's gone all over the place and we've hit on certain things. And I hope I could get you for one more segment if that's cool.
let me see.
Or I don't know.
I got you. I got time. Yeah,
You on the East Coast time, ain't you?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I thought you was in Central. That's why when you hit me up, I was like, damn, this motherfucker. I thought he said 2:30, and I was like, I forgot. Anyways. But yeah, dude. Let's go circle back on something real quick that you had mentioned about your comedy. You find shit that's happening like in the world. So, for example, like we have this one young lady who I'm not too much up on it, but I heard about it because I don't watch the news, bro. I can't. But I did hear something about some female who had disappeared for some time. And what happened with that?
We'll get to that on the next segment because we run out of time.
Oh shit, you right. So on the next segment, so just so y'all know, we're gonna be discussing about that lady, and I do want to talk about some shit. You know what? Run out of time. Let me go ahead and send that link to you here in a second. Oh, it's gonna make me wait 10 minutes.
I got you. Bet.
I'll send it to you in 10 minutes. All right, brother.
All right, bet, bro.
I appreciate you, man. All right, Gunline. We are back with the third chapter here of the Under Gunline podcast for July 19th, 2023. So we're gonna go ahead and pick up where we left off, which we're gonna talk about this young lady who apparently found a toddler on the road. But before that, I did want to read a couple of the comments that I got on Instagram.
NCOERs in this bitch.
Was that now?
Motherfuckers is writing whole NCOERs in the comments, man.
Oh yeah, man. So let's go ahead and for those of you that are watching, you guys see, but for those that are just hearing, there's a little clip on the Gunline podcast Instagram that I did, and so it goes a little something like this.
And I'm not judging you, but I'm just saying everybody else is gonna, you know. And I'm not judging you, but
So
I'm just saying
it's fact.
everybody else is gonna.
And I think this plays right into what we were discussing earlier, which is, when you only served 2 years, did 0 deployments, and got 100% VA disability. All right. So the first one comes from Lucas Cornelius. He says the following: judgment means nothing when you got a few bands coming in every month. Are combat vets getting shafted out of their disability? Yes, and that needs to be fixed. But sometimes shit happens in garrison that fuck people up. I'm just glad they're getting complicated for whatever happened to them. And I'm sure, Lucas, you meant compensated. I know motherfucking that auto correct sometimes fucks up, or you're just a hell of a 13 Bravo and thought that. But I'm gonna say something. All right, our combat vets getting shafted out of their disability. Yes, and it needs to be fixed. Yeah, and they're getting shafted because of motherfuckers that again only did 2 years, nothing happened to their asses, and they're claiming PTSD out of boot camp. And because of that, there's a long ass line of veterans trying to get or seek the care that they're trying to get. And what happens during that waiting period? It takes forever and a day. I mean, they offer you, hey, you can go ahead and get help at this one location, if you need immediate services. And then what do? They lock your ass up, or they put you on motherfucking pills. Is that helping? No, that's putting a fucking Band-Aid on a bullet wound. You know what I'm saying? It's not helping, bro. You know how I know this? Because when I got my depression episode and I went to the VA clinic closest to me, they offered me emergency assistance, but they were like, yeah, but that's just going to be like, you're going to talk to somebody. For that, I could just look in the mirror and talk to my motherfucking self. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not going to do nothing. You know what pisses me off about this shit? Every time I talk to a fucking therapist, they always end up like, have you thought about killing yourself? And what happens? Every time you answer one of the questions, another fucking set of questions comes up, and another set of questions comes up, and another. I even told my shrink, that's why 99% of the time I don't say shit to y'all, because what does that do? It triggers more shit and more shit and more questions, and y'all want to lock me the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, let's go back to this 2-year deployment. It don't matter when you're getting stacks. It does motherfucking matter, all right? Because there's motherfuckers that actually did shit that earned those stacks, all right? That earned those stacks. And somebody's paying out of pocket for those stacks that you're getting. So who's fucking up the economy? There's motherfuckers out there that are jipping the motherfucking VA, taking full advantage of it. Anyway, I'm getting to my fucking in my zone right here.
It's all good. Yeah, it was when I originally posted that. I was doing, because I'm an observationalist. I'll point out stuff like that.
Yep.
But I think because people are like, what about the people like that? Go through basic and you one that's like airborne, jump, jacked up their spine or whatever. It's like I'm really aware that stuff happens to people.
Yep.
Like I've even made a response post where I'm like, I know that like military accidents is the number one killer of soldiers in the military. Our point is like we got to take care of the people that actually went through, actually like got injured through these deployments. Like, hey, shoot, Vietnam vets are still getting screwed over. They still ain't getting properly compensated for Agent Orange.
Agent Orange
that gets looked over is the freaking the Gulf War vets. They get screwed over. Like they had to deal with Gulf War disease, whatever that was. Over there.
Gulf War syndrome.
Yeah.
My brother has that shit bad, bro.
Yeah.
And
it's all about properly, and even if you're getting just like, who gives a fuck, man? Like, take your money and roll. Like, but there are people like there's a lot of judgment because of that.
Yep.
And so, yeah, go ahead.
To me, it's mainly those motherfuckers that go and gloat about that shit. Like, oh, I got that card. Cool, man. Keep your card. But there's motherfuckers out there that are gonna be salty because they kicked in the motherfucking door, got blown up with HME, and they're only getting 80%. Meanwhile, you got fucking little Johnny Appleseed over here who got yelled at by his NCO, wanted to go see a chaplain all of a sudden, found out his old lady was cheating on him. Now he wants to fucking quote unquote self-terminate himself, and he's getting 100%. That's some bullshit. If you ask me, that's some bullshit. Prioritize this shit. Let's see. My boy Colleen said the following: I don't think they should be compensated or as much for a pre-existing condition that is being claimed, especially when med boarding. My personal opinion. You have a lot of younger enlisted and officers getting 100% for stupid shit, and they know it, but play the system. Yep. If you're if you retire after 15 to 20 plus years, you should be damn near close to 100%, especially if you did any combat tours. But the system doesn't work that way, unfortunately. And that right there is a fucking fact. The system,
Right.
it's fucked up, man, because just with any bureaucracy, when you have a lot of paperwork, motherfuckers quit with the paperwork, man. I mean, just okay, let's say, for example, filing for Social Security, SSDI. You know how frustrating that can be, because all it is paperwork across, and it's set up to almost make you want to quit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so yeah, I just wanted to read those two comments that came out. I love these things because yes, I am the type of motherfucker that will call a spade a spade. I will fucking, if shit is fake, that's why I thought I couldn't do group therapy, bro. Because I thought that I would hear motherfuckers talking about shit that they never experienced, and I'd be like, I'll call them out like, brother, you lying like a motherfucker. You ain't got a lot of kick it, you know.
Man, now you got me wanting to see how many comments I got, because bro, it literally got me 340,000 something freaking like views, 100,000 comments, and it's like it's just motherfuckers fighting, and like it's not that serious, folks. Like we gotta be able to joke about this shit. Like, if you can't joke about it, like it's like what the fuck. But
as you can see, I get heated on it because again, to me, it detracts from motherfuckers out there that are in actual pain, that are actually suffering, you know. And I'm not saying that there's not others out there. For example, motherfuckers that get, raped, or man, fuck that. I don't do that great bullshit. That's that motherfucker. But there's motherfuckers out there that get sexually assaulted, all right?
Yeah.
Male and female. And I get it. That's military sexual trauma. Gotcha. You know, you earn what you earn. Yeah. But if you're taking advantage of it, you're taking out of your brother's motherfucking pockets. You're taking out of your brother's fucking mouth. You know, and instead of fucking helping one another, you're
and then if you know some stuff, you got your money or whatever that, go ahead and just like put folks on game. But yeah, it's a jacked up system.
It is.
Yeah, it just
it's almost as fucked up as lying that you stopped on the freeway to pick up a motherfucking child. Tell me about that story.
Oh man, yeah, that whole Carly Russell story.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, old girl in Alabama that like lied about, tried to say she saw a toddler on the side of the road, and like I waited to say something, I was like, let me make sure this old girl is alive before I get these jokes off. But the dead giveaway, like this whole thing was a hoax, was the whole toddler thing. Because I was like, hold on, because I used to work, one of the jobs I had after I got out was I worked in child protective services as an investigator. And I remember I had a case actually where this kid, he was a toddler. They reported him. They saw him on the street. Fortunately, he got back home, and the parents were like, "Yeah, he gets out alive. We got to do a better job of like keeping." And so he was one of them explorers and stuff like that. But right there, I was like, "There's gonna be a call. You mean to tell me on a highway with all them people, you were the only one that saw a toddler?" And yeah, so I'm all like, okay, so that makes you think like that's bullshit. And then, but just people are behind this whole. And this is directed to black folks. This whole believe black people, the whole believe black woman shit. Like you need to believe people. I'm like, no, I don't believe anybody because everybody lies. Everybody is an opportunist, and especially working at CPS, you get to see how much people are willing to lie. And it's like there's just a lack of accountability. Like yo,
what was she looking to get out of this though?
I guess supposedly there are rumors like she was trying to get back with her boyfriend. There's these other things and stuff like that. But when it comes down to it, this bitch just didn't do her research before she wanted to tell this lie. Be forgetting like it's like once again not being situationally aware of like there are cameras everywhere. Like I not gonna lie, there be because of that Uncle Sam kill switch. I'm like, because you think about killing people, like it just comes with the territory. Hey, they put it in you. You just gotta learn to turn off. But I'm like, if I'm a serial killer, how would I get away with it? There's a camera here. There's a camera here. I got my cell phone. They could track me. I got my Apple Watch. They could track that. There's too much of that stuff like that. And I'm all like, no, I just like, and then it's just like, people are like, you don't have all the facts. All this. I'm like, you don't need all the facts to know that she lying.
You could tell me 2 + 2 = 5 all day, but that shit didn't add up.
So it's all like, so it's now, it's like, now you done got all these other people involved, and it's like, now
You
you
know,
got damn parents trying to defend and talk about, they're talking about, oh, there's an abductor out there. There's no abductor out there. Nobody's put a CPS call in. Y'all out here trying to look for the abductor like OJ trying to find the real killer. That's what it comes down to. Like,
you know what's fucked up though? And here's what I trip out on, Big Chief. There's a what's that word that people be using? Disproportionate. Okay, so motherfuckers be out there saying that white girls be getting looked out for faster on the news than do black folk. And then I remember I was hearing something like that about this case here. But then you've come to find out, oh, it's all fucking fake. So they just set back the whole fucking movement about another 10 years.
It goes back to even like the disability conversation. You're over there bullshitting, taking away resources from like people that actually need help. Like, yeah, like people don't understand what goes into all that. Like when I worked at CPS, all them cases I got, I had like I used to have like a caseload of like 30. And it's like trying to keep up with that, trying to make response times, trying to do all that work like that. Like that's my only thing. Like stop lying. These women are getting on my nerves with the lack of accountability. Own up to your shit. Just be like, hey, yo, my boyfriend, like this, what did you come out? Hey, my boyfriend, I cheated. I was trying to get back at his ass, yada yada yada. The lie went too far. I tried to run off and shit like that. No, people like, and accountability across the board. Like that's one thing I appreciate about growing with the parents I had and having a dad that was in the army, and he preached, like he literally beat accountability into us. Like, yo, you did it. I respect people that own up to their shit. Like, you did it, you fucked up. All right, this is, I'm gonna try not to do it again. These are the issues that I'm having, and then I can work with that. But when you start lying and trying to get out of shit, like that, even what annoyed me about old boy that ran off to North Korea, you did shit, own up to it, deal with the fucking consequences.
Exactly. You wanted to fuck around and you found out. Now deal with it. And here's the thing. That's one thing I agree with 100% is accountability. And I would help out. I remember when my soldiers would fuck up. I would tell them, you tell me the truth, I'm gonna try my best to keep it at the lowest level possible. You know what I'm saying? But the moment you start lying to me, that's a can of worms that I can't close now. Because now you done got everybody involved. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro, I don't like liars. I don't like thieves. And just be real with me.
Now when the shit come out, the hammer gonna come on. They're gonna have to lawyer up. Now they're gonna want the money from now because of the lie. Like, and this is what I would love people to learn. Like, you gain more from telling it. Yeah, everybody lies.
Of course,
you learn that owning up and accountability. You don't have to deal with as much bullshit down the line. Now this has snowballed into a big national news thing. Now your family gonna have to suffer the consequences, financial. She's probably most likely gonna have to deal because they're still in the middle of the lie right now. But especially when it comes out, the state, she gonna probably have to do some jail time or something like that. And now you done made it for anybody else that comes out and lies about this type of shit.
Yep. And it goes, and you could take that and put it in all kinds of situations. Like, for example, in the military, thank Jesus I'm not in the military with females on the gun line, because I know that my ass would have been hit with a shitload of sharp and EO complaints because I treat everybody equally shitless. You know what I mean? There's one chief and everybody else is just cannoneers, and you do what the fuck I tell you to do. No questions asked. I will explain to you later why you're doing it, why. But I could just see, just because I've heard of people that I know personally that have held people accountable, feet to the fire, and they get burned by them people because they're, a specific gender. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's fucked up, especially when this person or these people are trying to help out said people. And then they turn around because they didn't like how one shit was said, or they looked at them sideways. All of a sudden it's a complaint. And because, of what happened with this Diana Guillen bullshit out here in Hood, now everything is looked at with more scrutiny. They're going to believe her before they believe him, and it's fucked up, man. But they put these bras on a fucking pedestal once again. And, they it ends up fucking us in the end. Look what happened with this motherfucker.
They want to play a man's game. You know what comes at accountability? I'll never forget, like, I had when I caught, I pinned E6 on a January got a DUI that February. And fortunately, E7, he was, our top was on leave.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he knew about it and he was like, hey, yo, we can handle this one or two ways. You know, we can kind of, you know, keep this under the radar. You got to stay, no more shit after this. Or we can tell top. But if we keep this on the radar and it's found out, I'm going to have to fuck you.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I'll deal with that option. And for the rest, you know, when it came to him, like I was straight, you know, fly right. He always had my utmost respect.
Yep.
I was never gonna screw. I was like, hey, yes, top, smoke. What you need? What you need? What you need? Hey, and that's what comes with that.
You know, it's that trust that you had within your NCO corps, you know, and I think that's gone now. It's become so corporate within the military or within the Army itself. It's so corporate now that it's taken the fun out of being in the fucking military. For an example, in the field artillery, it was fucking fun, bro. I saw a video on Instagram. I can't remember who it's from. I don't know if it was from Tire for Effect or Heavy. Anyway, suppression. Anyway, but they show like these Marines out there getting it, you know, on their fucking on that 777. Motherfuckers like, hey chief, can I write that spade or can I write that trail? He's like, hell yeah, get up on there. And they just shooting that and just having fun. Because one thing, if y'all
to the tube, like,
if motherfuckers don't know that some of the best shit is like if you get a 10-round mission when ready, fire that. Oh, bro, it's a competition. It's a fucking competition, bro. And they're taking that out, you know. God damn, I miss the Army sometimes, but I don't miss it now. You know, another thing that sucks is a lot of men put themselves in these situations too. Like there's this cuck motherfucker named Adam 22 that I just heard about. Bro, how I mean, bro, I'm sorry. There's if my old lady does porn and she specifically just does it with females, I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? I get it. No problem. There's no penetration going on with another dude. Handle it. Then this motherfucker turns around and lets this big beast of a good looking, I'm not gay. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, this motherfucker was a big, good looking motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And I saw some of that video. That pussy wasn't the same afterwards.
Yeah, that was, yeah. But even with that one, it's all like, yo, Adam, if you like what you like, that's cool, roll with it. But I think mine was like him getting all defensive and trying to explain himself. And yeah, that's when you're like, all right, bro, did you really want to do this? Or was it something? And I get it because I've seen their content before where he gets to fuck other chicks with her and stuff like that. Yeah, they got a whole podcast, and I'm like, all right, cool. But it's like, did you actually want to do this, or was it something like it was more for with her, and now you just watch along. Now you feel like you gotta. It's like you could tell the difference between like a motherfucker that's confident about this shit, and when they do it, like, I like this shit. You know what? Keep it moving.
Yeah.
I'm not finna explain shit. Now, if you want to ask questions, like, oh yeah, I get off on this is my king. This is something I enjoy. But when you try to be all defensive, try to be explaining, I'm like, all right, bro, you really don't.
I just couldn't do it, bro. I mean, you know, let's say I was single. If I was single, I'm all down for a fucking threesome. You know, another dude and a broad fucking Eiffel Tower, that shit. You know what I'm saying? Cool. But
yeah, it's fun. I remember I was in New Orleans one time. That was a wild week, man. But I was like, this couple I've been talking to, like, they wanted to do like an MFM. And fucking, I could tell, like, oh dude, he's filming, he's recording fucking his girl sucking my dick. And like, it's funny watching the film because as soon as she like comes up to make eye contact with me, that's when the phone goes down.
See?
And I'll be like, hey, motherfuckers, everybody ain't built for this shit. Hey, but it's like, if you're gonna do it, fucking, you got to be confident in this shit.
Yeah. I mean, one thing I don't understand, man, how motherfuckers will let their old ladies get railed out by somebody else. Again, now if it's something that you're into, I get it. And I'm not one that's gonna I don't discriminate. You know, I handle your business. If that's what you like doing, that's what you like doing. Me personally, nah, ain't nobody's dick going up in my old lady except mine. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Because I don't want it in the back of my motherfucking head. Like, she like his dick better than mine. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't even ask, hey, what was your past like? I see a lot of motherfuckers on here trying to find out what they call, I guess, body count nowadays. Body count was a whole lot different when I was cooking. I mean, you know, how many lives you done took.
Man, I wish I remember mine shit. I remember I was talking to my homeboy fucking Nas Louisville. He said, yeah, you remember when we fucking was at the club in Germany and we fucked these two chicks? I was like, we did? I mean, if I think real hard, but man, I started going through like after once I got to Germany, man, I lost
Oh,
count. Yeah,
see,
Germany. I just remember before I deployed to Germany, the number was 8. After that,
bro,
couldn't tell you, man.
I'm not gonna sit here and try to remember because my times as a youth, I was a little player back in the day. Believe it or not, I was a sexy looking motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I was cute, fucking. Anyways, and then I went to Job Corps, and in Job Corps, I was fucking everything that fucking moved, chief. I did not fat, skinny,
Uh,
tall.
you was like my roommate, man. My roommate, man. He would be knocking down. See, I was a little bougie. Like I was a little shallow.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, yeah. There were times I'm like, all right, yeah, you done dipped down into the pool, but
Bro,
my brother, my battle, he would like bring some chicks to the apartment. I'm like,
bro,
man,
I was like too
you
short. I was like too short, baby, on cocktails. 2 tons of fun, big mama jamma, a country girl from Alabama. I'm hitting it, baby. I am taking it. Sorry, my daughter just walked in. What are you doing in here, honey? What? I ain't got no string in here, fool. Get out of here. We having some grown folk conversation up in here. Get up out of here,
all right.
man. Then, but yeah, dude, I really appreciate you being on this episode with me today, bro. What am I missing? What have we not hit on some topic that we're going to talk about?
Man, I think we done hit it all, man.
Do me
Yeah.
a favor, man. Plug again what you need to plug. All your stuff, your merch, where they can find your merch, your comedy, everything.
Yeah.
Plug that up.
Let me see. I got the show. So if you're in Atlanta, it'll be the Headliner podcast. I'll be posting the flyer on July 27th. Just basically everything. If you go on if you go to my TikTok, Chief 13 Bravo, the link is up there. ForestJob.com. It's got all my art. Really trying to push that. Once again, it's annoying with dealing with the VA. I'm like, look, I got all these damn talents. I need y'all to help, put these in positions, stuff like that. But yeah, I'll go out here and get it myself. Like I said, those are the main things. Oh yeah, I got a mental health brand for dudes. It's called Brothers Need Therapy. Brothers with a Z, BROTHAZ need therapy. I'm getting that word out, really trying to help get these brothers like just talking about their feelings, talking about because like I had to end a relationship recently because like she was acting like my feelings didn't fucking matter. And it's because I got a penis, I go through the same shit or stuff like that. So definitely check that out. Like I said, the comedy, the art, the Brothers Need Therapy, those are the main things. Like I said, you can go on my website. There's a YouTube channel. I'm just throwing everything on the wall until something sticks.
Hell yeah, brother. I mean, and you got a link tree on the Big Chief 13 Bravo?
If you just go on my on the TikTok website and everything's on there. Like
okay.
I got my book, Red Leg Stories. I'm a Red Leg Volume 1.
Where do you find that at?
Same thing? Yeah, you can find it on Amazon, the actual book.
Okay.
The audio version is on all streaming platforms. Okay. And that was just me. I actually, because I was trying to write a story, it got to be too much. I was like, you know what? Let me talk about the 4 years from high school to me leading up. And now what I'm doing is just start telling my stories on TikTok. And then eventually I know that's going to turn into another project.
Yeah.
Just going through and just, telling these stories, man.
That Red Leg Stories, I'm gonna go ahead and check it out, purchase that bad boy, because I believe I'm a big supporter of fucking veterans and veteran adventures. You know what I'm saying? With that, I also want to go ahead and plug Red Leg Custom Woodworks. They hooked me up with this a couple years ago when I first started the podcast.
They got a website?
Yeah, redlegcustomwoodworks.com. And bro, he sent me this bad boy. It's to spec. I'm talking about it fits in the motherfucking shell. Watch this.
Oh, I'm definitely going to get one of them motherfuckers.
Fits right in, bro. Like,
oh.
And so he does 155s. He did a 155 for my homeboy. And again, he's a red leg himself. He was in the National Guard. He was enlisted, and then he went officer. Good dude. His name is Scott, and it's Red Leg Custom Woodworks. Redlegcustomwoodworks.com. I'm trying to find a motherfucking what's that shit called? Oh, here it is. This is the website, I guess, or his business card.
Right now, yes, literally that. Yep. Ooh, yeah, prices ain't bad, man.
Not at all, brother.
Bucks for a 155. Oh shit. Yeah.
And he customizes it, bro. Like you put on there if you want to put your unit crest on there, shit like that. I mean, he does great work. It's a red leg, so the quality is gonna be there because we always check, recheck, and check one more time, just like on a safety tee, baby. So with that said, man, go on and check out the merch on what's the website on your TikTok? What's the TikTok?
ForrestJob.com.
ForrestJob.com. FORREST Job JOB.com. Go check that shit out.
Yeah, if they want to get the merch for Brothers Need Therapy, that's where I need more people to like get merch from. They can go on the Instagram Brothers Need Therapy, and you'll find everything there.
All right, and
an assistant take care of all this shit. But for right now, it's a one-man show. So
I got you, baby. Trust me, this one-man show right here, this podcast going on 3 years, brother. And one day I hope to expand my reach and get a real studio and shit like that. But this is fun. I like this because it exposes us, it gets us out there, and we're here to help other motherfuckers out. I don't specifically stay on one topic, like for example, PTSD. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to back myself into that corner, being that there's a lot of other podcasts that hit on that. You know what I mean? I like being one where we could just chop it up, kick back, have a conversation like we did. We started off fucking talking about that dumbass that crosses North Korea, talked about comedy and how to become a comic, talked about motherfucking shit, I done forgot already. Oh, PTSD and all types of shit. You know what I mean? It goes all over the place, just the way it's supposed to be. I love it. It's my therapy. Thank you for being on here with me, brother. Big Chief 13 Bravo. Make sure y'all go check him out. Make sure y'all go check out the merch on the On the Gun Line merch store. Just go to onthegunline.com. There's a link to the fucking Teespring. I guess it's called the Spring now. I got some 155 shirts on there. I got some motherfucking 105 shirts. I got just dumb shit on there. It helped. All proceeds come to this at $25 a pop, because I don't think the only reason they're at $25, bro, because they upped the prices on me and I didn't even know, man.
Oh, okay. I might want to look into, it's $30 a month, but I started a Shopify store, and before I forget, this is something else I'm gearing here in the next few weeks work on. I've got because I teach yoga. Word. So I've got Artillery Yoga there, and I'm geared to do the whole YouTube channel for yoga videos, meditations, sound bowl stuff. Just trying to help these veterans heal like in different forms.
Bro, that's one thing about us as being as staff sergeants, our biggest, I think that the best contribution that we had was teaching, or the more joy that we got was teaching those youngsters, those soldiers, how to be real soldiers, how to be men, you know what I'm saying, and how to be artillerymen. So I think it's in our blood to want to help people and develop them. And that's where I see that you're doing. You're helping these cats. You're developing them into at least being able to live out in this civilian world, because it's not the same. A lot of Vietnam vets didn't have these resources. Gulf War vets didn't have these resources. Let's take advantage of them. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate what you're doing out there, brother. I'll see you over there on the motherfucking TikToks world. What you got, baby? You got anything else before we close out?
Man, that's it, man. Appreciate you.
Nah, always, man. I love it. Hey, what's your Twitch, by the way, for motherfuckers to go and follow you out there too?
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh man, that's another thing I definitely want to get a veteran league. But hey, the Twitch is Chief 13 Bravo. It's the same as my TikTok. It's a great stress reliever. I can go in and snipe a few motherfuckers real quick and hop off into comedy.
Yo, my Twitch is chaotic_SSG. That's chaotic_staff sergeant. For those that know, chaotic_SSG. I suck balls on it. I really suck. I'm talking about I suck. It's even on my shit. Like when I invite people, it says, come see how much I suck. Because I was playing rank play when you hit me up earlier. That's why I tell you, let me go ahead and finish this one up. Because I play rank play. I don't know why. I fucking suck balls.
Invasion? I love Invasion, dog.
I've done Invasion here and there, but I mostly go to hardcore, just free for all hardcore or team deathmatch.
Yeah. Do a few invasions. That's a new thing I need. I love. I need to hop on DMZ, but yeah, it's a good stress reliever, man.
It is, bro. You go in there and just murk motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Right. They be getting mad at me. Motherfuckers be yelling and shit like, "Oh, you a camper?" I'm not a camper. My job is to win this fucking game. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, yeah, do I camp sometimes? I do, but there's other times where I just sit and stop, catch my breath, try to recon. Okay, where's everybody at? Listen to the footsteps. Then I get murked like, "Oh, you a camper?" Like, nah, motherfucker. I try to be a little tactical rather than just run and gun. But anyways, that's gonna lead to a whole other topic, man. I appreciate you being here, Big Chief. You have yourself a good one out there. I'll see you on the TikTok land. The rest of y'all, thank you for being here on the gun line. Shit, I don't know what else to say. How do I close this shit? Oh yeah. With that said, rounds complete. End of mission.
Index.
Gun line out. March order, motherfuckers. Deuces.